What's up, guys? We are at Mission Escape Games in New York City, and today we are playing Cavern. Very excited to check that out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you know what to expect when you get to these locations. And we're gonna head inside to the lobby and see what they have to offer. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Brandon from ESCAPETHEROOMers, and today we're doing a little bit differently because I finally was able to pin down the owner of Mission Escape Games, Derek. Derek, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me? Let's just do a sound check.
Yep, absolutely. I can hear you.
Awesome. So where are you? It looks like you're at a gym or you're in an office.
No, so this is actually this is the warehouse of Mission Escape Games. This is where all the magic happens, on the East Coast side of things. So we'll build all our games here. All the creatives, all the ideas, are basically drawn from the warehouse here, where all the production happens, in the back, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow. Okay, so we have been to, I believe, 2 of your locations, the New York City one and the one in Anaheim.
Correct.
And I believe you have one in Connecticut?
Yep. Also one in West Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay. Is that all of them, or is there another one?
Yeah, right. As of right now, there's, those are the 3 we have.
All right, guys, I'm going to see what info I can squeeze out of him, but we'll see what happens. All right, so you have the 3 locations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so I have to ask you, we just recently played Cavern 370, and I believe you have a new one that just opened up at the West Hartford location.
Yep. Oh, very well informed. Yeah, so the 1st of June, we released a new game, which is a submarine theme game. It is called Submerged. We just released it, and yeah, it's very exciting for us to release a new game because we haven't done that for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, I mean, we were excited when we found out about Cavern, so hopefully we can make it over to Connecticut to check out the new game. But yeah, okay, so I have to ask you, which seems to be the most popular game, the one that players tend to book the most?
So depending on the location, right? Just because we currently have the 3 locations, each location has what we used to call the flagships game. So in Anaheim, California, which is one of the games you played, which is the Bank Heist game, which is the most popular game in Anaheim. In New York City, our most popular game is obviously Cavern 3708, and in West Hartford, Connecticut, just because even though it's a new game, it has become very popular, and Submerge is becoming the most popular game we have in the West Hartford location.
Wow. All right. And then which is the oldest company? Like, which is the first one that you opened?
The oldest one is New York City. We actually started in February of 2014, the company. Wow. And yeah, so the oldest company is in New York City. But the location you have been to, I believe, is the one in Midtown. We used to be in Chinatown when we were.
Yeah, we actually played Hyde at the Chinatown location.
Oh wow!
Right when we first started playing escape rooms.
Okay. Yeah, we've been continuously upgrading, and renewing our games. So the Hideout you played in Chinatown is pretty much, I'll say, like almost a completely different game. Puzzles and gameplay is roughly the same, but the special effects, the settings, the scenic and everything is significantly upgraded.
Okay. Now, since you've been open since 2014, which is a pretty long time, is there any advice that you would give to any future owners or current owners in the industry?
One of the things to be most useful as an advice for any owners I meet, it's trying not to put too many hats on. Just if you can get help from outside, hire an advisor, hire any sort of consultant you have. obviously within your ability to. It's
Right.
probably the one thing I would tell everyone to do, just because when we started in 2014, it was just myself and my partner. So building the game, running the game, setting up all the tech, doing any sort of scenic or anything that we have to learn ourselves, which becomes I guess very overwhelming for certain people. And I've seen escape room owners try to do the same thing, and honestly, it's been 10 years since the industry first started. If you were to start an escape room now, just to be competitive, you would probably need to outsource some of that help, and whatever we used to do 10 years ago probably wouldn't fly right now.
Yeah, I mean, the industry has evolved so much and so fast. So yeah, I totally understand. Great advice for any future owners out there that are listening, or owners that are in industry now. Thank you for sharing that. So I do want to ask you, you probably, when you first started off, you did a little bit of game mastering in the control room. Is there any story you can share of something you've seen players do in the room while watching them on the camera? Anything crazy, funny things that stood out for you?
So the one story that I always tell everyone that that stood out for me actually didn't happen inside the room. It actually happened in the in the lobby. So when we first started in the very, very beginning, we used to have only one game, which is called Art Studio, which has since retired. And in Chinatown, they're allowed to merge multiple buildings together and use one elevator. So when you get out of the elevator, you turn left, it will be where Mission Escape Games is. You turn right, it will be a building that is currently under construction. There was a lady who, her friends have set up a surprise birthday for her, let her know that she's going to an escape room. They finally got the booking, and and the girl ended up coming late by herself. So all her friends are waiting in the lobby, and we're like, okay, I'm sorry, but we have to start your game just because we can't push the game any later. So one of the friends called her and said, hey, you know what? Where are you? We've got to start the game soon. And the girl's answer was, I'm in the game. And we're like, wait, what happened? So apparently she got out of the elevator, turned right, went into the construction site, and thought to herself, this is it. This is where I have to make my way out. So long story short, when we went to retrieve her, she was basically like flipping sheetrocks over, moving all the things around. So that was one of my most memorable moments, when I was running games as a game master.
Hey, I mean, it's not unheard of. I mean, immersiveness from the beginning without even checking in these days is, not that rare. I mean,
she put the expectations very high for herself, right? She was like, yeah, this is immersive. This is really just like what I'm expecting. But yeah.
I wonder if she found anything. Like, she actually is like, ooh, a razor blade.
I mean, luckily it was a relatively neat construction site, but still, they're still building the stuff, like just putting up sheetrocks and whatnot.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's a first. I've not heard of a story of the person getting lost, or even before getting into the game and being, in the wrong place at the wrong time. But thank you for sharing that. All right. Now, guys, I said I was going to squeeze some information out of him. Try to. Is there any updates you'd like to share from Mission Escape Games? Any, news or things that you want to announce here? If not, it's okay. I'm just asking.
So, I mean, if there is, I would love to share it. As of right now, we're working on multiple projects. Obviously, we're working, on projects with certain entertainment companies. We're working on, which obviously I'm not allowed to disclose, but we're also working on obviously expansion.
Okay.
We are looking to create more locations and also create more new games because currently we have 7 games of Mission Escape Games, 7 different games available, and we're looking to expand the catalog so that we have more options available for those who have played our games to come back and play, and also maybe one more game per location right now before we proceed with our expansion plan.
Okay. Well, I'm going to throw a question out there, and again, it's more of a hypothetical thing. If you had to choose a location, where would you want to open your next location?
Oh, I mean, there's so many great locations right now, just for us to expand into. I would love to do something down south, but
Okay.
we haven't.
Florida, south, or Texas, or like
Florida, Texas, around that area, and somewhere up in the northwest as well, which are basically areas that we haven't really been covering, and we would love to sort of expand and see how the audience are going to be in that area, just so that we have a better idea for future plans as well.
Okay. Well, hey guys, follow them on their social media for any updates that they might be sharing in the near future. All right. Now, do you play escape rooms?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What's your number? Do you know your number?
I think somewhere along the line of maybe 500 to 600.
Wow, that's a lot for an owner. Like usually we get like 100 the most, or like, but that's good. Well, you've been doing it for a while. So.
Yeah, just because I've been in the business for a long time, and when we first opened the escape room, there were only, I believe, maybe a dozen escape room the first year we were open. We were, I believe, the 3rd or the 4th to open. Don't fact check me, guys. But around that time, there wasn't a lot of options. So once we hear an escape room opens up, we would try our absolute best to go visit it. For example, there was an owner that posted and said, "Hey, you know what? I got an escape room open in Philadelphia. It's something you've never seen before." And immediately the next day, we drove up to Philly for it. We played all the games. We came back. We did the same thing in, I believe, there was an escape room that opened in New Jersey. We heard about it. We just picked up and just drove, and we booked every single game. So usually owners know when there is another owner or an enthusiast show up, when they just book every single game back to back and just try to play everything.
Right. No, and I believe that's the right way to do it. I mean, for a person who loves the industry and loves, the games itself, but also market research, knowing what's out there, not competition, but knowing how fast the game is evolving and what is out there.
Absolutely.
In a sense. All right. I'm going to ask you, maybe give me a shout out, not me a shout out, but give a shout out for 2 companies and the games that stood out for you at those companies. One preferably in the US and one outside of the US, if you played outside of the US.
If I really have to say the one shout out, I'm pretty sure you have heard it a million times. 13th Gate, Cutthroat Tavern.
Okay.
I was a couple enthusiasts told me about it, and I've heard about it since, I believe, even in the very beginning, maybe in like the 2016, 2017 period of time. Never had a chance to travel to play it. So so once we had maybe a couple days of free time, my partner and I flew down to Baton Rouge and played every single game. And yeah, that was the one game that truly blew me away. And I'm pretty sure you hear that from everybody. It's just something really special. Outside of the US, I guess the original escape room in Malaysia, unfortunately, they're not around anymore. But that was the location that actually inspired me to start the escape room venture in the United States.
Wow. What's the company name in Malaysia?
Escape Room.
Escape Room. And the name of the game was Escape Room also, or?
Yeah, it's been so long.
What type of theme was it? I'll try to find it.
It was a pirate theme game.
Pirate theme. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Escape Room in Malaysia and shout out to 13th Gate. All right, one last question for you. Something that about you that most people do not know. We want to get to know you a little bit better. Do you have like a special talent, a hobby you like to do outside of Mission Escape Games?
Not so much a talent, but I do like to cook a lot.
Okay.
And I'm an avid gamer, so a lot of the inspirations we have obviously is from video games. I love watching movies. And yeah, those are like the two things I really do spend a lot of time on top of working in an escape room.
Okay, what is your go-to meal in terms of
what's
cooking?
my go-to meal? Steak and fries, can't go wrong with that.
Nice. Okay, and then in terms of, I guess, gaming, what game are you currently playing?
All the owners of Mission Escape Games actually play Call of Duty together.
Yes. I'm playing it on Call of Duty Mobile. So if you're playing Call of Duty Mobile,
yeah,
let's get a game.
It's fun. We have a trio that goes on every night. So
very cool. Well, hey, Darren, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I know you're a busy guy. We had such a great time playing Carbon 3708. We've also played End Days and Bank Heist and Escape the Hideout. As mentioned, check out our reviews for those. And check out our website, ESCAPETHEROOMers.com, so you know what we thought of the recent game that we played, which is Carbon 3708. And also do not forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel so you know what to expect when you get to these locations, because we're showing you what the lobby looks like, parking situation if there is any, and also sneak peeks inside of the room, which Derek has generously let us show you guys. And yeah, you won't be disappointed. Make it on over to one of the locations for Mission Escape Games. Peace out.
2 hits left for me to use. 1 hit left for me to move. Time is running out, gotta figure something out.